Okay guys, so today I'm going to be taking the bricks that I have that I put in the tank originally because the catfish likes to hide, and I used to have some other fish that really like to have the holes of the bricks to just hide in, which was really cool, but I don't want them anymore because I'm scared they're scratching up the fish, especially the angelfish, which I really like. So I'm going to be taking that out, and I'm also doing some just work on it. It's not finished yet, and I want to get it done looking, pretty, I guess. So, right now I'm in the middle of the water change, which feels like every single video I make I'm doing a water change, which isn't a bad thing, I don't think. Probably not video-wise, but for fish tank-wise, it's pretty good. So, yeah, let's get into this. So now I'm going to be taking the bricks out. And I washed off my arms so I wouldn't get any contaminants in the tank. So I'm just going to be taking the bricks out. And let's see. Yeah, I'm going to need my, obviously that'd be one I'm watching out for. So I'm trying to watch out for the fish because I don't want anything to fall on them and hurt them, because that'd just be the worst thing ever. So, this is the biggest rock, so I'm going to be using rocks now instead of bricks. This is the biggest one that I'm going to be putting in there. It's not huge, but compared to the tank, it's not small. So I'm going to set it in here, and then I'm going to switch the brick and the rock out, because the brick is holding down this piece of driftwood. Or kind of, yeah. So the driftwood, I'm not touching the driftwood right now. It's coming up by itself. It's been in here for a few days. I'm just gonna take the brick out, and it's covered in snails. I'll get the snails in a second. Can't worry about the snails. I'm just gonna set this down on the carpet because it's not going back in the tank, so it's not gonna matter. It looks really gross, but it's gonna happen. There's gonna be poop. I don't have enough circulation in the tank, but I assure you, the fish are fine. I've kept fish with less care than this for a really long time, and they grew fine, and they were fine. I'm actually doing, I guess, more than I'd normally do. I don't know. I don't think that's the way I should put it. But, yeah, so it looks like that rock is holding that down. Doesn't look like anything's gonna slip. And now I have to do the other one, which is gonna be a bit more tricky. But here we go. So I do have another bigger rock, but it's not nearly the same size. So here, I'm gonna get the snails off this thing real quick, off the piece of fish I got after them. I think that's kind of funny to do that. Yeah, I don't want a ton of snails to die, so looks like there's only 2. So now I'm gonna get other rock. I took a big piece of rock that was about this big, and I split it into 3 sections. So then you use one of the other ones, because when you place it in the gravel, it's gonna make it look like the whole rock's there, but it's not. But the other one was really big, so I switched that one out for a few smaller ones. So now, let's see what I can do here. Now, these rocks, I know this is kind of weird, but I microwaved them. And I cleaned them off, scrubbed them twice, soaked them in water. There's nothing on these rocks. And you might be wondering where I got them. I didn't buy rocks from a store. I personally think that, it depends what kind of scape you're going for, but I don't think people need to buy rocks. It just doesn't make sense to me. I think you get them from, I guess, the wild. They're gonna be they're gonna look pretty cool. If you're going for a natural looking tank, then I think the wild is the best place to find your rocks. But I didn't find them in, like, I don't know, a forest. I found them in the field behind my house. Because I know it can be, like, it can be bad if you just, like, go into like a riverbed and just take rocks. Because somebody owns that and stuff. And imagine if everybody was going to do that. Wouldn't be too good. So, yeah, I'm sure the farmer won't be too mad because he probably doesn't want to be running over these. So now I'm just gonna add the rest and I'll show you what that looks like, I guess. So I know you saw this yesterday. I kind of showed you with the rocks and everything. But yeah, this is it. This is what kind of happened after the last clip. So, yeah, everything's just thrown in here. I kind of think it looks cool right now, but wouldn't really keep it like this, and guess we'll just have to see what it turns out to be. Be pretty interesting. Okay, so I figured I'd finally talk about this. So, earlier I was talking about a creek, and speaking of that creek, last weekend, I went and I was catching, like, minnows and stuff. It's cold here right now, so it's not exactly ideal for fish, but we had seen some, so I had caught 2 fish, a minnow and a goby. I took them both home and I put them in this fish bowl with an oxygenator, and even though I had put something on top of the fish bowl, the minnow still managed to jump out and it ended up dying, but the goby is still alive. So I'm gonna be keeping it, and I might someday, if it's like healthy and I've been watching it for a while. I mean, I've had it for a week now, and it's went from like freezing temperatures and the creek's water to like room temperatures, and it's still alive, so hopefully it'll live. Yeah, so I was just gonna tell you about the goby, and hopefully sometime I'll be able to show it to you. It's really, really small, and it's not exactly active all the time, and I assume that's because it just doesn't have much room to move around. I didn't want to like throw it in my tank, and I don't have any other tanks I can just fill up really easily. So yeah, that's my goby. Hope you enjoyed this video, and have a good day.